Do 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 do. Hello, how you doing? How you like this shirt? I got it free. I did some business photography for a guy that has an indoor shooting range. I got some free shirts. Yeah, it's a stocking dealer. How are you doing? Wonderful. Been so busy lately. Hey, um, right after lenses, the thing that I've got way too much of is lighting gear. You can really piss away a lot of money on what's the appropriate word I'm looking for? Kind of irrelevant lighting equipment. Let's go over stuff that you could wisely spend your money on. Now, you could be obnoxiously rich, yeah. In which case, I'm going to recommend you buy a huge set of extremely expensive Broncolor studio lights. Yes, power packs, and then whatever appropriate speedlight made by Nikon. Nikon's now outsourcing their speedlights, by the way, to China. They used to be Japanese made, but Nikon basically they gave up after Godox saturated the market with actually good, reliable speedlights. So there's really three tiers of lighting photography. And that's completely irrelevant to what you do, whether that be indoor product photography, studio photography, outdoor portraiture. Anyway, really there's three primary groups. One is basically the arena of speedlights. One is mid-range lighting equipment for doing portraiture, something in the range of 200 to 300 watt seconds of output power. And then there's the huge units like the White Lightnings or like the Einstein units back here, which is not that huge. 640 watt seconds, and you got an enormous amount of power, like on the 3200 White Lightning by Paul C. Buff. And of course, you have the same thing on extremely, extremely expensive, and they're basically Studio Cat lighting equipment. You know, Broncolor, Profoto. I would never discuss Profoto because the build quality is not that great. They're obnoxiously overpriced. Same thing with Elinchrom. Elinchrome's not that bad, but they're very, very close to Profoto. Three arenas. Now that Godox, now Yongnuo, you should never buy a Yongnuo speedlight because they don't last that long. They're garbage. Is the same reason that I actually was so, I don't want to say hesitant, but so prolonged to completely recommend Godox speedlights. But for an extremely low amount of money, they have incredible reliability. Now this is a V1 unit. It actually has an internal battery pack. And then of course there's an 800 series and a 600 series. I myself don't like rechargeable lithium packs all that much. And even though the lithium recharge packs for photojournalism and wedding photography have much faster recycle time on the capacitor inside the speedlights, and everything is about capacitor recycle time. If you have like a 685 unit, which is what I recommend, they're only $110, depending on where you get them from. They run off of 4 AA batteries. Now, those AA batteries do two things. They actually feed information to the LCD display in the computer on the speedlight for metering, and then of course they charge the capacitor. And all the AA batteries, whether that be the Eneloop 2400 milliamp, nickel metal high, doesn't matter what they are, they can't recharge the capacitor that fast. But I've got lots and lots of them, and they're everywhere. You can grab a pack of AA batteries anywhere. The downside to these lithium packs is they're moderately cheap, but you have no way of actually powering the speedlight. Now, they do have faster recycle time, which makes them wonderful for wedding and photojournalism, where you actually have to really drop a lot of power to the speedlight, to the capacitor, which of course discharges the speedlight, if you're going to do any burst flash photography. People have no idea. They'll actually go out and buy a speedlight and a radio trigger, and then they realize, even though they've got something wonderful, it can't recharge the capacitor that damn fast. And this is where you need like a PB960, a power pack. There are much more expensive power packs, so like I've been using for ages. They're extremely expensive. They actually hook in the front right here. However, the V1 doesn't have this option. There's a portal like on a Godox 800 series or a Godox 685 series. You actually take a coiled cable that feeds to the PB960, and they're very cheap. Those power packs are like $110. You do have to buy the cable for them, depending on if you buy them on Amazon. It comes with a cable. The Godox speedlights are Canon pin out. Yeah, there's different types of cables for different Speedlights, the Godox Power Pack, and recharge fast capacitor to a Nikon Speedlight or a Canon Speedlight, for example. But anyway, basically $130, and it comes with a neck strap, and you can actually put it on your belt, or I prefer the shoulder strap. You actually wear it like a purse, and the coiled cable feeds to the Speedlight. One only thing that does, you still need the AA batteries in there. That's for very ultra fast recycle time to feed information in the computer that actually feeds the Speedlight. You also need that. In this case, the lithium pack. This one doesn't have the capacity for external power pack. Actually, I think there's a portal on the side of these do, but not the standard one. Yeah, no, this one does not. Like the PB960 will not fast cycle this one. While this one does fast cycle, it's nowhere near as fast as the PB960 external battery pack. And it's very important for wedding photography, important for photojournalism. So all the AA batteries in the world won't cut it. But I actually only recommend Godox Speedlights now. I got tons and tons of Speedlights, both Nikon and of course the Metz ones that are made for Fujifilm, for example. But just get yourself a Godox 685 Speedlight and an X Pro trigger. You know, the trigger and Speedlight combo is $170 for both. That's very, very easy to tell people that. It's like, well, you know, what if I want the lithium pack? Well, get the 865. This is the Godox V1 with the round head, which of course it takes the detachable heads for it. And here we've actually fulfilled most of what 80% of people need for lighting, both indoor and outdoor. How are you going to do indoor photography? You should have a studio strobe of some kind, because you obviously can't attach. Now, they make little junky soft boxes that attach to these. Obviously, there's 10,000 different, and I've made more Speedlight lighting mods than anybody else out there on YouTube. Way more. But, you know, like a professional softbox, or like an octabox behind me, or a beauty dish, this is why you want a studio strobe. Huh? You can also take these on location, but that's the third tier of lighting equipment. So the first tier, we've got it covered with Godox Speedlights. Now, as far as the perfect middle ground, I know before I was recommending like Digibees, it's like a low power up to 400 watt second studio strobe unit. Very lightweight. There is nothing that I've ever found that I've been more endeared by. Once again, we're talking about Godox again. The Godox 8200. I've got 3 sets of the units. The versatility on them is incredible. I've made many videos on the Godox 8200. So if you type in my name, you type in Godox 8200, I've got lots of videos showing you the countless. And I actually go over all the interesting light mods in my free Fujifilm book, which is in the link below, by the way. Free download on archive.org. The perfect middle ground between Speedlights, and of course they are a strobe, and they actually have xenon flash bulb heads like a standard Speedlight, however it's a little bit larger, and they also have a studio bulb head, and it is absolutely incredible. I recommend, though, that you absolutely, if you buy an 8200, which you should, get the 6-foot detachable cable that lets you actually take the weight of the unit, like if you're going to take a portable light stand on location, and actually put that on the floor or hang it on the light stand. You're literally using the strobe unit, the primary unit with its replaceable battery pack, lithium pack, down to low center of gravity, and you're just taking the very lightweight head with what mod you want to attach to that. And I've actually got, let me grab here behind me, something that I created. It's got a grid and a beauty dish. This is a completely wholly owned, created invention of mine. This is a detachable, it has a xenon bulb head. This is the bare bulb head, and this attaches either to the 8200, but preferably so to the detachable 6-foot head that lets you get the head off of the 8200. You can stick this in on the end of a light pole or a quick stick. If you don't know what a quick stick is, it's basically a light pole with a handle on it. So you could actually sit there one-handed with a battery pack hanging off your shoulder or hanging off your belt. The very, very lightweight head, this doesn't weigh anything, at the end of a 6-foot cable, and that goes to the 8200. Unbelievable. Everybody should have an 8200 Godox. If you only had one thing to basically do everything with, the answer is the 8200 Godox. Obviously so, since it's 200, it's a 200 watt second unit. Unbelievable. Extremely inexpensive. The versatility is maddening. It is a brilliant, brilliant creature from Godox. They actually should sell it with the included 6-foot head, but they do not. And it's very cheap, but you should buy that. And I've got countless videos, more than anybody else, on endless sorts of mods that you could actually use for the heads. Either the Speedlight head, which is standard on the Godox 8200, or that removes, and there's the bare bulb head. And let me actually take this off of here. You could actually see what I'm talking about. However, I have countless videos on this. I don't know why I'm actually doing that. But anyway, it's a bare bulb head. Let me actually get it off of here. You can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. I actually have an extension on this. There's a third-party person that sells an extender that actually brings the bare bulb head out about an inch. This actually plugs in here, and you plug the bare bulb head into that. That way it actually brings the bare bulb head deeper into the light mod. It's a brilliant little invention. These are like $19 on Amazon. You see, it's just an extender. This was 3D printed. Anyway, 200 watt second, absolutely incredible. Everybody should own an 8200. I got tons and tons of studio strobes. What do I recommend on the high end? Well, really two flavors of high end. I recommend either an Einstein unit, which is, you could spend a lot of money on a Broncolor. I don't know, you'd have to spend a lot of money. If you really are super rich and you have all the money in the world, those are the only people I'd recommend buying a Broncolor. Very fast recycle time, you know, perfect color balance. But I mean, this is IGBT controlled, super tight color balance. I got 4 Pulse Buff Einstein units. The warranty on them is second to none. They're incredible. They're versatile. They're awesome. There's nothing that I can recommend other than the 640 watt second Pulse Buff Einstein. That's a Pulse Buff website, and now Pulse Buff is in Europe, so there actually is distribution and sales of Pulse Buff stuff in Europe. The most useful, and I've made countless videos on this product, it's the ring light. It's the Pulse Buff. It's the ABR 800. It's a ring light unit. It's 2 half moon xenon tubes. Okay. That's actually a moneymaker. You could do everything with it. You could use it as a regular studio light. You could use it as a portable ring light unit for on-location portraiture. The most versatile, it's literally a moneymaker. If you like want one thing, if I were to own 3 types of studio lighting equipment, what would it be? It would be, obviously, you want more than one Speedlight though. It'd be a Godox 685 and an X Pro trigger. Second would be an 8200 Godox. And third, as the pure moneymaker, you could do any damn thing with it, is the ABR 800. However, the caveat with that is, and I've mentioned it in countless videos, it does need several mods to make it perfect. That is a neck strap mod. You just use industrial Velcro straps and some regular straps to mod the unit. I've got countless videos on how to mod the ABR 800 ring light. It's a Pulse Buff ring light. Very inexpensive. When people actually get one, it's like, oh, this thing feels cheap and plasticky. Well, it is very lightweight because it's meant to be hung around your neck. It's meant to be handheld. So yeah, they tried to make it as light as possible. And you're not going to make something, you don't make a 340 watt second handheld studio strobe unit that's meant to be handheld, you know, really heavy and super beefy. Of course it's lightweight. Of course it's got a lot of plastic on it because it's meant to be handheld. They designed it that way on purpose, interestingly enough. You know, it should be no surprise to anybody. As long as it's a handheld unit, why is there so much plastic on this handheld unit? Well, it's because it's meant to be handheld. That's why there's so much plastic on it. Anyway, those are my recommendations as someone that's owned and still does own more lighting equipment than God. Everything is about lighting. Really, it is. You know, everybody needs a pair of Speedlights. At the bare minimum, I mean, you could do 99% of everything with a pair of Godox Speedlights, a radio trigger, and that 8200. And make sure you buy the 6-foot extension cable for it. I got lots of videos on the Godox 8200. So versatile, so awesome. I've got 3 sets of the 8200. It just makes my spine shiver. I wished I had something like that 15 years ago. Brilliant, brilliant from Godox. Love the hell out of the 8200. Like I said, the single best moneymaker is the ABR 800 ring light by Pulse Buff. Love the hell out of Pulse Buff. Incredible warranty. Like if you do something stupid and you break it or your dog pees on it, they'll repair it in most cases for just the cost of the parts. You know, they don't like rake you over the coals like everybody else does. They're a wonderful company based out of Tennessee. I'd like to visit them someday. Great company. Anyway, that's the recommendation for best value lighting equipment. And of course, we'll talk about light mods. I'm going to take like 10 videos to talk about light mods. So this is about the lighting equipment itself. Not the mods, but rather the bare bones equipment. This is the V1, by the way, with a round head. It's a rechargeable lithium pack. It's very nice. I actually like it a lot, but I'm still a fan of Speedlights that take 4 AA batteries. And for fast recycle time, while this is much faster than 4 AA's, of course, it still don't match, an external power pack. Doesn't match it. This doesn't have the opportunity for an external power pack. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like these videos. If you do, you can always drop a buck. Tell me to jump off a cliff. Send me an email if you got any questions, because if it's on lighting equipment, been there, done that, or own it, or all three. Thank you. Goodbye.